Hello everyone, this is me Debashis for Extra Time. Obviously, Indian team registered an emphatic victory in the fifth and final test against England, winning the test match by an innings and 64 runs. There has been a lot of positives for the Indian team. Obviously, they are sitting pretty on top of the WTC points table with a winning percentage of 68.51, and it looks almost likely that India will make it to that WTC final before they travel down under to take on Australia in a 5-match test series. But talking about the series win, obviously there has been a lot of positives for the Indian team, especially with the youngsters performing, starting with Yashasvi Jaiswal, who has been in phenomenal form, scoring 712 runs, including 2 double hundreds in the series and also scoring 250s. He has been outstanding at the top along with Rohit Sharma, the captain, who also scored more than 400 runs. Shubman Gill is another batter who has been stupendous after that first test match. There were talks about his place in the side, but his bat did the talking, means hitting the critics out of the boundary. Obviously, Shubman Gill had a great series, scoring 200s in the series, and he looked in great touch. And let me just share the stats of Shubman Gill in this series. Obviously, Gill has scored 452 runs, including 200s and 250s at an average of 56.5. Let's just shift our focus to the bowlers. Obviously, the spinners has been outstanding, led by Ravichandran Ashwin with 26 wickets in the series. Obviously, he was ably supported by Kuldeep Yadav and Ravindra Jadeja, who picked 19 wickets each in the series. Kuldeep Yadav has been a revelation. He was the man of the match in this fifth test against Dharamshala, where he picked 7 wickets, including a 5 in the first innings. Talking about Jadeja, he has been tremendous, both with his all-round abilities. Along with those 19 wickets, he also has 100 under his belt in this test series. Talking about youngsters, obviously the likes of, we already mentioned Yashasvi Jaiswal, Sarfaraz Khan, who had an outstanding debut in that test match in Rajkot in the third test, where he scored brilliant back-to-back 50s in both innings, and the manner in which he scored those runs. He dominated in this test match, and he looked to be at ease when it comes to the longer format. It has to be worth mentioning the name of Dhruv Jurel. Obviously, to the first 2 test matches, KS Bharat was given an opportunity, but he did not look to have won the confidence of the team management, wherein after which Dhruv Jurel was given a chance and he grabbed it with both hands. Means he has been stupendous behind the wickets. Obviously, he had some brilliant catches, stumpings, runouts, and he looked to have that calmness with his game. The reason for which the legendary Sunil Gavaskar also compared him with MS Dhoni, that he has the calmness to be our next MS Dhoni. Obviously, Jurel also had a wonderful series with the bat. And he looked to India, and it seemed like India has found a wicketkeeper batter in the likes of Dhruv Jurel. Obviously, KS Bharat hasn't done great so far in his short career in test matches, but for now I think Dhruv Jurel will be persisted with, because India next play Bangladesh and New Zealand at home before they travel down under. Means keeping in mind the likes of Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul when they are available, I would say that the selectors need to persist with someone like a Dhruv Jurel, who has been a revelation in this test series. Obviously, Jasprit Bumrah, he has been a standout performer for India, picking 19 wickets in the test series. Obviously, that spell by Bumrah in Vizag, obviously, where he got those 6 wickets for 45 runs, has been outstanding. He was rested, but once again, Bumrah, as always is the case, he has been spearheading the fast bowling attack along with the likes of Mohammad Siraj. Akashdeep also did well in that 4th test match in Ranchi, where he did impress in that opening spell, where he got those 3 wickets in the first innings. So there has to be a lot of positives as far as the Indian team is concerned, especially the youngsters firing in all cylinders, grabbing those opportunities. Keeping in mind that there were a few seniors who were missed in this series, the likes of Virat Kohli. KL Rahul was injured; he did not play that after the first test match in Hyderabad. Ravindra Jadeja too missed the second test match in Vizag. There were no Sami as well, but despite that, the youngsters had grabbed the opportunities with both hands. And obviously, a special mention has to be for Rohit Sharma, the manner in which he led the series right from the after that loss in the first test in Hyderabad. Means obviously he has been instrumental in leading the team, obviously gelling the players in a cohesive unit, and especially inspiring the youngsters, the likes of Sarfaraz, Yashasvi, Shubman, you name it. And it has been an emphatic series win for the Indian team. Obviously, there were too much talks about baseball before the England team arrived, and there were too many newsprints being used. But then the manner in which the Indian team performed in this series means that speaks volumes of it. And obviously, the BCCI secretary also announced a cash award for the some sort of incentive from now on. Whoever, let me just share the details. Obviously, players who have played less than 50%, there won't be any incentive applicable for those players. But someone who has played more than 50%, in nine, assuming there are 9 test matches in the season, and if any player who has played more than 50% of the test matches, say playing 5 or 6 test matches, then he will be awarded an incentive of 30 lakhs per match. Means that's a hefty amount. Obviously, if he is not part of that playing 11, then he will be getting 15 lakhs per match. As far as players who have played more than 75 matches in the 9 test matches or so, means he will be awarded cash award of 45 lakhs or more. So that is a huge amount. Obviously, someone who is not part of the playing 11 will be given 22.5 lakhs per match. So that's a huge incentive that was announced by the BCCI Secretary Jaisa, and it only goes to show that the impetus given on Test cricket, because it is the best format that you get. So overall, it has been a great series win for Rohit Sharma and his boys, but the focus now will be on that series down under. Obviously, the biggest test for someone like a Yashasvi Jaiswal or a Sarfaraz Khan or a Dhruv Jurel will be in doing well when they travel down under later in the year. Obviously, India has won back-to-back series in Australia, but then this time round it will be a lot more challenging. Obviously, it looks like India are almost looks certain to be qualifying for the World Test Championship final. That will be 3 in a row for the Indian team, 3 consecutive WTC finals for Indian team. Obviously, they lost to New Zealand and Australia in the last 2 WTC finals, but it will be a great opportunity for Rohit and his boys to go one step further in winning that World Test Championship final, assuming that Australia will be in the final as well. The most important series for India as of now happens to be the series down under later the year, considering India will go on to win the series against Bangladesh and New Zealand at home. So that's it for now. Keep watching this space to get all the updates throughout our coverage from the India and England series. Obviously, the IPL kick starts in a few days from now. It starts with the marquee clash between RCB against Chennai Super Kings, the defending champions. So everything to look forward to. Until then, this is me, Debashis, signing out for Extra Time. Keep watching.
This is Extra Time. Extra Time.